Good day or evening, dear participants. In this third lecture, we are going to focus on challenges faced by teachers in curriculum transformation. As you are aware, teaching is not a simple or straightforward task that can be done by following a fixed set of rules or guidelines. Teaching is a dynamic and creative process that requires constant reflection, adaptation, and innovation. Teachers are dealing with multiple and sometimes conflicting demands, such as meeting the needs and interests of diverse learners, implementing the prescribed curriculum, assessing the learning outcomes, managing the classroom environment, collaborating with colleagues and parents, engaging in professional development, and coping with the changes and challenges of the society. Teachers are expected to make informed and ethical decisions every day, based on their knowledge, skills, values, and beliefs. Teachers are also agents of change, who can influence and shape the future of education and society by fostering critical thinking, social justice, and global citizenship among their students. Therefore, teaching is a complex and demanding profession that requires continuous learning, improvement, and transformation. Thus, based on what I just stated above, I am sharing some challenges that teachers face in curriculum transformation. The first challenge is the resistance to change. In order to successfully transform a curriculum, significant alterations need to be made to pedagogical practices, course materials, and assessment methods. It's likely that educators are reluctant to make these adjustments out of fear of the unknown or a reluctance to alter their existing techniques of teaching because they've found success with the way they've been doing things. Resistance to change is inbuilt in most humans, and educators are no exception. The second challenge is lack of resources. In the event that the curriculum is altered, it is possible, even mandatory, that updated textbooks, materials, and technological resources may be necessary. If educators do not have access to these resources or are not properly taught to utilize them, it may be challenging to implement the new curriculum in an effective manner. The third challenge is inadequate training in limited time. It's conceivable that educators didn't have the necessary preparation for the new curriculum, which has left themselves, together with their students, confused about what will happen in class. This confusion can also extend to parents. When teachers are put under pressure to cover a significant amount of materials in a relatively short amount of time, it can be difficult for them to properly implement new curricula that are both more thorough and innovative. The fourth challenge is differentiated forms of assessment. As the number of students hailing from a wider variety of different backgrounds rises, personalized learning plans are becoming an increasingly vital educational tool. Take note that personalized learning means that the learning process is tailored to the individual needs, interests, abilities, and preferences of each learner. Personalized learning aims to provide a more engaging, relevant, and effective learning experience for each student by taking into account their prior knowledge, learning styles, goals, motivations, and aspirations. Personalized learning can involve different strategies, such as differentiated instruction to facilitate learning, adaptive learning, self-paced learning, project-based learning, or student choice. Personalized learning can also leverage technology, such as artificial intelligence, learning analytics, or digital platforms, to support and enhance the personalization of the curriculum, assessment, and feedback. Personalized learning can benefit learners by increasing their autonomy, agency, and ownership of their learning, as well as improving their academic outcomes, motivation, and satisfaction. It is a fact that it is possible that the implementation personalized learning can be difficult in large classrooms because it calls for educators to deliver personalized education to each individual student. It is also likely that previous methods of assigning grades to the subject will not be applicable to the new curriculum. It is possible that teachers will need to come up with innovative methods of assessment to determine whether or not students have achieved mastery of the new standards. The fifth challenge is equality and inclusivity. The new curriculum needs to have enough flexibility built into it so that it can accommodate the needs of students who come from a wide variety of different kinds of families. It might be difficult for teachers to ensure that the new curriculum is fair. It considers a variety of students' points of view and is accessible to all people. The sixth challenge is parental involvement. During the transition to a new curriculum, It is essential for parents to remain actively involved in their children's educational experiences. It may be difficult to get parents involved in the educational experiences of their children. This could be due to parents having a lack of knowledge of the new, or also due to parental mindsets that their children's education is the domain of formal educators. The seventh challenge is classroom management. It is also highly plausible that educators will need to alter their approaches to classroom management as a result of implementing a new curriculum. It may be challenging for educators to keep order in the classroom if the students are uninterested in the new information being presented. The eighth challenge is technology integration. Because the reform of the curriculum is dependent on technology advances, educators are required to have a working knowledge of these technologies. If educators are not familiar with the many tools and resources available, it can be difficult for them to properly integrate technology into the classroom to assist their students in grasping and retaining the knowledge required. Artificial intelligence technologies also deserve a mention here, as generative AI will have a huge impact on the teaching and learning practices of K-12 students as well as educators. Built within these transformed curricula should be policies governing the best use of the AI technology to maximize growth. However, the good thing is that there are some solutions to the challenges above. The following are some ways the challenges can be addressed. First, identify the needs of the learners. It is necessary to have a solid understanding of the requirements and circumstances of the students. Interviews, focus groups, and questionnaires administered to children, educators, and parents are all viable methods for accumulating this data. This will assist educators to develop a curriculum that is approachable for students from a variety of different backgrounds. Second, develop a clear vision. It is absolutely necessary to have a clear and well-defined objective in mind for the new curriculum. This vision ought to be communicated to all of the relevant stakeholders, which includes educators, students, and parents. In the schools that are guided by the vision, opportunities should be provided to each and every child. Third, provide professional development for teachers. Training for educators is something that is very necessary in order to successfully execute the new curriculum. Examples of this could include classes that teach educators how to use new forms of assessment or how to make use of new technologies in the classroom. Fourth, foster collaboration. Any attempt to alter the curriculum will only be successful if it is a collaborative effort on the part of educators, students, parents, and the wider community. This can be achieved through maintaining open lines of communication and participating in team-building activities such as meetings and workshops. Fifth, use evidence-based practices. The new material for the course ought to be based on methods that have been used before and have a track record of being successful. Data can be used to inform decisions, and research can support in the creation of curricula. Eighth, ensure sustainability. During the process of developing the new curriculum, making sustainable practices a focus ought to be a top priority. This requires ensuring that the necessary materials to implement the curriculum both exist and can be accessed by the appropriate individuals when necessary. Ninth, encourage feedback. It is essential to routinely collect input from educators, students, and parents in order to ensure that the newly developed curriculum is catering to the requirements of every child. Let us reflect a little bit now. As you are aware, education is a very complex profession and very essential to ensure a country's development in different domains, such as the economy, society, and environment, etc. What questions should we start asking ourselves? Some questions may be the following. 1. What challenges am I facing right now related to curriculum transformation, taking inspiration from the discussed different types of challenges? 2. What may be the reasons why these challenges are there at the first place? 3. What kind of strategies and tactics can I put in place to overcome them? In this situation, assume that resources to address them, once available, will be made available to you. Reflect in writing on these 3 questions using the Gibbs Reflective Cycle Guide, which will be shared with you in this module. Compile your reflection in the e-journal available within the e-learning platform in use in this self-paced online course. Share your reflections with your colleagues at work, and also share them on the Community of Practice platform, which will be shared with you. To conclude this lecture, we have explored some of the challenges that teachers face in curriculum transformation, such as resistance to change, lack of resources, inadequate training, differentiated assessment, equality and inclusivity, parental involvement, classroom management, and technology integration. We have also discussed some possible solutions to these challenges, such as identifying the needs of the learners, developing a clear vision, providing professional development, fostering collaboration, using evidence-based practices, ensuring sustainability, and encouraging feedback. Curriculum transformation is a complex and ongoing process that requires the commitment and participation of all the stakeholders in the educational system. As teachers, you have a crucial role to play in this process, as you are the ones who will deliver the new curriculum to your students and help them achieve their learning goals. I hope this lecture has given you some insights and ideas on how to overcome the challenges and embrace the opportunities of curriculum transformation. Finally, be aware that you have some activities to work on after you thoroughly revise this Lecture 3. If you have any questions or challenges with any of the concepts discussed in this lecture, please use the discussion forum of Module 1 under Lecture 3 to pose questions and answer other participants' questions as well. In the next lecture, we will discuss the elements required to construct transformational curriculum frameworks. Thank you for your attention.